Ngamihi o te wā, Advent has just begun, but David Shearer may have received an early Christmas present in the form of improving ratings. Former Labour Party President Mike Williams says both of the recent TV polls showing an upswing in support for the opposition leader.
It certainly puts any challenge to his leadership on hold until there's a bad poll next year.
But the Prime Minister is unfazed by the latest polls, trusting the figures will improve.
Well, I think in the end it'll emerge, and we'll get there.
And new rules for lowball share offers have taken effect with a $30,000 penalty. Lowballing is the term for unsolicited purchase offers made to shareholders at a price well below market rates. Now, those behind the offers will have to disclose what the shares' market prices are and give sellers a chance to cancel the deal. Police are encouraged by the response from last week's text driving blitz. Official figures on motorists caught breaking the law during the crackdown won't be known for a few weeks, but Superintendent Carrie Griffiths says most people were remorseful.
A common thread was that, look, thank you for stopping me, I've been doing it too much and it needs to stop.
The Electoral Commission's annual report reveals overseas voter numbers were down by 35% at last year's election. The Commission believes that's due to people having trouble locating and using fax machines. With e-voting not an option for 2014 and email not considered secure enough, the Commission is looking at developing a new system allowing website uploads. And last year's election has generated some work for police. The Electoral Commission's annual report also reveals 11 Election Day incidents relating to compliance with Election Day rules were referred to police. Another 63 cases of double voting or voting as another person were also passed on to police for investigation. Graffiti vandalism has taken a plunge in Auckland. The City Council says there have been improvements in Papakura, Henderson, Otara, Franklin and Waitakere. Mayor Len Brown attributed that to this community support for Auckland Graffiti Vandalism Prevention Plan, which was launched in June this year. The 15th round of Trans-Pacific Partnership talks are underway, and lobby group Aotearoa is not for sale is concerned about the secrecy surrounding the negotiation table and the consequences of any agreement.
It will bring zero returns to New Zealand. There's nothing positive for the ordinary person, and that's why it's being negotiated in secret.
Hundreds of negotiators are in Auckland this week to progress those talks, and that trading bloc will draw us into an elusive deal with the United States. A former trade analyst, John Bollingal, believes this is a great opportunity.
Free trade is something which is pretty difficult to achieve, but what we want to see is barriers come down, which makes it easier for New Zealand businesses to access foreign markets and participate in regional supply chains.
ACC has topped the Privacy Commission's list for most complained about organisation. The Commission's annual report reveals it received 173 privacy-related complaints about ACC in the past financial year. That's almost double the amount of complaints made by the organisation that came in second on the list, the police. A Christchurch coroner is pushing for a public campaign on how to help suicidal people. Sue Johnson has released a report into the death of a sickness beneficiary who told 3 people of his intentions before taking his life. Ms. Johnson says the Ministry of Health needs to provide advice about what to do or say if someone says they intend to commit suicide. In international news, in Egypt, there's been a tense standoff between the president and the judiciary as supporters of President Mohamed Morsi blocked access to the country's highest court. The Supreme Constitutional Court was due to rule on the legality of a controversial draft constitution, but was thwarted by hundreds of pro-Morsi demonstrators. In answer, the court will suspend work for an indefinite period until there is no more psychological and material pressure. A highway tunnel collapse in Japan has claimed at least 9 lives. The tunnel caved in about 80 kilometers west of Tokyo, crushing cars and triggering a blaze. Authorities have suspended rescue work in order to reinforce the tunnel ceiling and prevent further collapses. United Nations leader Ban Ki-moon has warned that Israel's plans for new settlements in East Jerusalem and the West Bank would deal an almost fatal blow to hopes for peace with the Palestinians. Israel's announcement about the 3,000 settler homes follows a historic UN vote to upgrade Palestine's diplomatic status. The Secretary-General's office says settlements are illegal under international law. Ka nuinga karere matua mai te whare korero o rima, Maori ora.